to talk about the purchase GRN. This purchase GRN is used when you receive the stock. Okay, so when you click on the purchase GRN, this is the first UI that you're gonna see, which is shown all the listing that you created. Okay? Together with the advanced filter, the advanced filter, and then all the find the status, and then the print, and also the pagination. When you click pause, there will be two window, which is a step by step like this, side by side. Okay, here we have a search document. If let's say you want to search by the PO or any document, this search document is depends on the configuration. Okay, but if you don't want, you want manually, okay, manually create without searching or load any document, then you can just go to the main details over here. Okay, and then you just filter, choose your branch, the branch, and then key in the transaction date, any reference, any remarks, or any information that you want to change. Okay, and then you can go to the account. This account is where you choose your supplier. Okay, after you choose your supplier, then you can go to the line. This line is where you choose your item, which item that you receive. So you need to click plus, and then you can search the item, or you can scan your EAN code. If your item has a pricing scheme, or you can choose or not, then you can key in the amount manually. If, for example, is 100, you just add. When you have main details, account, and line uh, being filled up, system will auto save the purchase GRN or the transaction as a draft. Okay, as a draft. So that's why you can see the save and final. This final, you meaning that you can't edit it anymore. So if let's say you have delivery details, okay, delivery details that you want to change, then you can change here. Or payment because you already have a payment voucher before, uh, or you want to pay deposit to your supplier, so you can use this payment. Department header, if you use trace document, if let's say it's a created, and then there will be general transaction casebook or transaction, so this one you can use under trace document. Contra, this contra is used when you create payment voucher before for your deposit, and then you want to contra the payment voucher with the GRN, so the GRN amount will be reduced. So that one you can use contra. In this contra, you can click first, and then system will filter out what will be the document under the same company, under the same company. So if let's say your amount is 0, then you can't see the contra. This contra, even though you already final, you can contra and uncontra. But the rest, example like a supplier, your item, your branch, when it is a final, you can't edit it. Okay? And then we have docklink. So this docklink is you convert from which off from which document to which document. So that's why we have from and to. Okay, and then export. If let's say you want to reprint the GRN, then you can use the export. Okay, status. If you say okay, you're not using, you can hide it. So all of this tab, right? Docklink, export, status, trace document, header, all these things. If you don't use it for your operation, we can hide under the purchase GRN. That one is under setting. Later I'm gonna show you. So now for this GRN, I already key in all the information that I need. So I just can click. I straight away click final. Okay. So when it is final, okay, if you can see, you can't change your branch. Okay, and then you cannot change your supplier. You cannot add or edit your item, but you able to contra. So that's why I mentioned the contra here, the not the contra for the account purposes. It can be done even though it's final or draft. So before this, the docklink are empty. The from and to are empty because every time the GRN is final, okay, it will system will auto create a purchase invoice or the supplier invoice for you. Which is so that's why the docklink, the document link, the tool side, okay, this side is being created. So meaning the GRN is converted to the purchase invoice. Okay. So after this part done, as long as you make sure that the docklink, which is the tool or the purchase invoice are created, it means that your stock will will be inside the system, available inside the system. From there, then you can go to the stock availability applet and then trace the stock that you need. So if you want to export, so you just go to export over here. So this one I just yes. Right. So if you see here on the main listing, okay, the main listing, which is the first menu, will be shown all of the document or the purchase GRN that being already created, okay, which is by document level. So you can't see what's the item inside each GRN unless you click and go inside. Okay, so you can click to edit. Sorry, to see. If you want to filter, all right, you want to filter the UI, the listing, so you can go to the advanced filter over here. You can search whether you want to search by branch, by company, or by supplier, for specific supplier by period or by date. So you can do that. Okay, then you just click search. You can click search. So for the final part, okay, final part, we have two. One would be here on the right hand side. Okay, the other one is on the left hand side. So here now you can also discard. When it is a final, okay, final, you only can void it, okay, void, and then if let's say it's a draft, then you can discard it. Discard means that you cancel the GRN. Void also you will cancel the GRN. But void inside the GRN because it's already create the purchase invoice for you, okay, so you can't void the purchase GRN, then you need to do the purchase return instead to return the stock to the supplier. So that's a purchase GRN menu listing. And then we have a line item over here, which is also is a GRN listing, but the difference here is that this line item show you by item line. Like okay, if let's say you under one GRN you have two item, okay, so it gonna list you two item, two line. But in the first menu over here, it will only show you one line because you only create one document. Okay, so that's actually the difference between those two listing. So if you want to export it to PDF or Excel, okay, so you can go to on the right bottom over here to export to PDF, Excel, or even click the printable over here. And okay, and then we have a toggle over here. This toggle, just now when I click plus, you see side by side over here. So if you find this right hand side actually is very small, so we can make it one toggle. So you play with this toggle, click on it, so it changed to one. So when I go click plus or anything, so it become larger, it's bigger. So this column, right, this column on the right hand side. So if let's say you want to hide certain column that you want to hide, so you can hide under the column over here. So if you want to hide the column, all right, so you can go here and then you just pick that you want to hide. So it will follow back, follow whatever that you hide here. Okay, that's really the column. So then the last actually would be file export. This one we can just hide it if you don't use it on the exporting of the GRN. Then we go to the setting. This setting it will be used by the admin where you just now I want to hide it, you can hide the export, right, for the applet. And then you can have an advanced filter, gendoc listing. So basically this list setting is which function that you use you want to hide or you want to show. You want to show, so you can put it here. Oh, example, you don't want to see the by branch, you don't want to see the document type, so you can hide it over here. Or create and print document here is auto pop up. So when it is auto pop up, every time you final the document, it will have another tab. Okay, another tab for the printable instead of you download to PDF and then print it. So that will be the enable auto pop up. And then we have a main details. Main details here, if you want to hide the remarks, the what do you call the reference and everything. This may, if you see main details, file import, and then we have account, line item, all of this is based on the GRN function. Okay, if you see this one is a tab. Tab when I click plus just now in the beginning. You see KO4 payment search and status. So all of this actually is based on what you see. It depends on what you see when you click plus. You see there's a KO4, there's a payment, there's a header. So that's why if you don't use all certain tab over here, you can always go to setting, application setting, and then just hide information. Like you want to hide the tab, you don't use it, you can always hide it. Okay, I want to hide the status, so you just save change. Okay, and then we have a default selection. So this default selection meaning that if all of your user log in and then they go to the purchase GRN, the first branch that they see always is default selection. Printable format, okay, branch setting, and then custom status if you have, and then we have a permission with permission. This is all will be the permission, and we have personalization over here. The personalization here, you also will see what the default branch by the user. By the user. So if you see, we have default selection by the applet, which is under the whole GRN, and this one is by the user default setting. So the toggle here is referring to here, this part, the toggle. So you can set on the personalization instead. Okay. Yeah, so that's basically about purchase GRN. So purchase GRN is used when you have a direct receiving stock. You receive the stock where system will auto calculate create the purchase invoice for you. Okay. Yeah, so that's for the purchase GRN. If you have any question regarding the purchase GRN, you might contact us for further clarification. Thank you.